What we're saying is the Quran does not restrict marriage relationship because it is universal. The Quran came as a universal book for all times, all places. It doesn't restrict to someone giving someone's age, 18, 16, 14, 21, because different cultures will have different age of maturity. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Different culture has different ages of maturity. In some culture, they mature very young. Some culture, they mature quite late. Maybe 15, maybe someone is 15 years old and they haven't reached the age of puberty. Some cultures, 12, they've reached the age of puberty. So Islam doesn't restrict it to some artificial age. It gives you the biological age, because that's the point where your body is ready.
What is the biological age?
There is none. Biological age is when your body is transforming you into a man or a woman.
So what does it say?
So that is why I will say, don't worry about this, let's continue this point. That is why Islamic law, we say, is universally attainable. Universally attainable. You don't need to have a bone density X-ray to find out whether age of 18 or 17 and a half. Once you have reached the biological maturity and so on and other conditions,
So where does
then
it say that once you reach the biological? Because I've not seen it.
If it's harmful to one, it can't
So
happen.
where does it say if it's harmful to them, don't marry them? Is that
the Prophet's teaching is.
where does it say? I don't have.
Okay, fine. You haven't seen it, don't worry.
Because I know in this
What I'm going to do is,
people tend to make things up. So that's why we say
I'm
bring a
quite
reference.
surprised in the information age. If I were to now just open up Google, right, and I just type in, you will see so many Islamic websites telling you how this is.
because I've
Once
checked
again,
it and I didn't
excuse
find
me.
it, so maybe-
No, you haven't checked. I mean,
I
I'm
did check it and I couldn't find it.
if you type in, and it will tell you that, even type in going to Islam Q&A, for example, which gives you a religious verdict. It will tell you, yes, this is the condition, la darar wa la dirar, where there is no harm. You cannot have a harm principle. Okay, the age of marriage in Islam, Islam Q&A, put it in, something like this, and you will see. I mean, you can do it on your phone.
Reference. I'm saying
No, I don't need references for this. Why? Because this is no. I'll tell you why.
Something that Islam
Because
says as long
not
as
at this
it's
moment.
conditions.
Listen, not at this moment. Why? Because this is something, a common teaching of Islam. It is something that you can go,
No, it's not common. If it's common teaching, then
you know,
reference
just because you say so, and you only learn about grooming gangs, and you think this is Islamic, then that's your problem, not mine. So, in fact, next week, hang on, you know what? Next week, I can bring perhaps books and articles.
At 54,
Are you listening? Excuse me.
Said it's okay. That
Are you
slept
listening?
With a 9-year-old.
No, he didn't say that. Are you
He
listening?
slept with a 9-year-old. A 50-year-old
Oh,
man.
hang on.
Sleeping with a 9-year-old.
If she's
your
emotionally
first
and physically ready, then
where's
that
the
is what's
reference
going
for
to.
that?
This is the first thing I've come. This is the first
No,
thing I've
where's the
seen.
reference? It's someone giving their opinion, but it's not a reference. It's not reference.
This is the first thing.
Yes,
Okay,
but
I went on
that's-
Google. This is the
that's-
first thing I
that's-
saw.
You
know
what
what?
he's saying? What he's saying is like in mosques, you'll have different teachings and stuff like that they'll say.
References
Won't
are
always
there.
be in a
By the
book
way,
and stuff.
I say the same thing to Christians. I say the same thing. I said, look, because as humans, we tend to give our opinions. Sometimes we want to change stuff. And I said, no, you can't just make stuff up. If you have a concept you're teaching, back it up. Islam comes from the Quran and it comes from the Hadith, which is the Sunnah of the Prophet, right? So you
Okay.
can't
Okay.
make up. There's so many
Let's
things Muslims have
Can't apply
different-
let's summarize this, right? This particular discussion.
So ask
I give you.
So you have interpretations
If
from
that's
modern
the
day.
you'd see
No,
no.
there's something we can do here quite easily, right?
Because the Quran
Just one second.
the Quran says
One
you
second.
can't-
One
doesn't
second.
say you
One-
can have
one-
sex.
one-
I'm sorry,
one
have
moment.
sex. You-
One moment, right?
65
I give you 2 weeks.
It says the Quran
Are you listening?
contradicting that.
Excuse me. You're not listening, right?
I am. Okay, go on.
I'm going to give you 4 weeks to search the internet and Islamic bookshops and come back in 1 month's time and then tell me that I have not found the when Muslim man and woman should get married to and what are the references. If you can't find it, then you have a point that is not easy to find, and if you find it, you found your answer. I am telling you, if you go to now Park Lane, not today maybe, in Regent's Park, Baker Street, Regent's Park, Baker Street, there is Regent's Park Mosque. There is a bookshop associated with this mosque. You will see a section as you go in about women, marriage in Islam, between rights of spouse and so on. I can even picture it. Books written in, books written in English language, not Swahili, in English language. So they're there. If you are selected, you are interrupting, I want to make a point. If you are selected, look, I am saying, I am not looking, you've already diverted this talk to look what? Presentism. Okay, I'm going to talk over you then. You have directed this conversation to presentism, judging with today's morality to a custom which was widely accepted all over the world. In fact, it was in Europe, not in Europe, in England, even the kings were marrying very young. Edward, Henry, whatever you call it, very young. It was a common practice in Judaism, in Judaism, common practice, Hinduism, across the globe. But only in the modern times, somehow you have a problem with the Prophet marrying someone who is a young lady. Hang on. Let me ask this question again. Is this a sin? Okay. Someone 54 years old marrying a 9-year-old, is this a sin according to God? That's the question you asked earlier,
you're not
right?
understanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking you a simple question. I would like to answer from you to this gentleman and this lady here. Someone who is 54 years old marries a 9-year-old lady because she's reached the age of puberty and so on. Is this a sin according to your scripture?
The response, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying to you, you have the perfect example for mankind.
Stop there, sorry.
Who is Muhammad.
I've asked you a specific question. Unless you answer the specific question.
The way I want to. You didn't need to give me a chance to answer.
You're just going attacking it. You're just attacking Muhammad. You're not answering the question.
Okay.
We have to carry
in her
on
own
the
way.
conversation and you can't just go back to the original question that we asked.
You've been quite successful in interrupting this talk, isn't it? Very successful. We were talking about energy, God, and guess what we're talking about now? Child marriage. Presentism.
We thought about the question for about 5
Let me bring it back to what I meant. Let me bring it back.
Can you answer the question first before you bring it back? Is it a sin in your own way? Look, in her own way, in your own words, in your own language, in your own expression, the answer has to be given to this following question. Is it, excuse me, please.
Hold on.
You see, please be fair to this gentleman and lady here. In your own way, in your own expression,
One second.
thank you, in your own way, is it a sin according to your own religious scripture, marrying a marriage between a 54-year-old and a 9-year-old? That's the answer we seek.
Christianity.
No, according to your own scripture, is it a sin to marry a 9-year-old woman by a 54-year-old man?
Okay, let me respond.
Bible. She believes in the
Does it
Bible.
specifically say?
I'm asking, is it a sin according to the Bible?
Let me respond. Mansoor, because you've dodged my question, right? You've literally done it, you've not answered me. The point I'm trying to make, you have the perfect example at all times, someone that his way of life, this is why Muslims grow their beard, put to the dot.
Is this how she's answering?
No, let me finish, Mansoor, because you didn't answer my original question.
That's not what we're discussing now.
finish.
We're discussing here with the presentism. I will let you finish, I will. Only if you answer the question.
So you have a perfect example for mankind, right? We started off talking about sin and how it leads to hell. So I'm saying you have the perfect example of mankind, and a lot of these things I would say you did for today's standards is immoral. So I'll give you an example. There's lots of examples. There's wife beating examples.
Oh, see this? Another one introduced, wife beating.
Let me finish my point.
In your head, it's called injection of what? Oh, wife beating. Wife beating.
Let me finish. So
I'm not going to let you finish. Do you know why?
No.
Instead of answering,
Hold on.
I will. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know, but I think she's gonna. Yeah, I know.
So,
she's gonna
okay, now we have another thing. Wife beating introduced in a question she's trying to answer.
Okay, I'll come.
Don't divert from.
Sad.
So the point is, when I look, this is where it came from. When I look at the example of Muhammad, by every standard, he breaks the standard. You know, he seems to be an immoral person. You know, even by today's standard. You see what I mean? Because he's supposed to be a prophet for all mankind. I used an example of wife beating one of them, but the example we're talking about, a 54-year-old sleeping with a 9-year-old. By today's standard, yes, I agree with you that back in the day, people used to marry younger. But by today's standard, if he's a prophet for all mankind, for all times, is it right for a 54-year-old to sleep with a 9-year-old, knowing that their body parts are not mature, knowing that we know today there's young people that die as a result of young marriage, as a result of having sex.
But it's clearly said.
I don't think anyone that's logical.
Give me evidence that he slept with a 9-year-old. This is not true.
Exactly.
There was a lot of things we did back then.
Can you let her finish, right?
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. You have to apply it.
Please.
Yes. Is Muhammad for modern day? Is he an example for today? Yes or no? Is Muhammad?
All right. Thank you very much for your answer. Did you now realize why I wanted to stop her? I asked her one simple question. According to her own Bible, her religious scripture, is it a sin for someone 54-year-old man marrying a 9-year-old woman? So we all heard her this, that, blah, 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 whatever. Wife beating and, women getting, harm being marrying young and so on. Did you hear the answer? Is it a sin or not? Please, my brother, please. Did you hear the answer? Is it a sin or not? The answer is, yes, it is a sin. Potential answers. No, it is not a sin. Maybe. Stop. Maybe. No, you have no other chance. I'm sorry. You're forfeited. I'm sorry. No. There is no coming back. I gave you.
Let me answer your question.
No. Please. The reason why there's no coming back, because I'm going to go because I have to pray a second prayer, right? Asr. We gave you the opportunity, even though I was trying not you to answer it, because I know you don't answer.
I will answer.
Don't interrupt, please. Because I know from how many years have I known you in this park? Many years. So it's not that I've just suddenly seen her. I know her many years. Know of her for many years in this park. I've been coming in 1990s, late 90s in this park. Many years. I've seen you. Stop. Hang on. I've seen you for many years.
No, you haven't.
So, excuse me.
Because I've not been coming here for only been coming here in the past 2-3 years. So
Right, that's 2-3 years.
Yes.
2-3 years. How many? 52 weeks? And you come quite regularly too, right? Many times, right. So my point is, from my experience, in fact, experience is a very...
Allow me to answer your question.
Sorry.
When he originally answered, you didn't
Please. From my experience, I knew, but I could be wrong. So I remained with a thick skin. I said, okay, what? He's asking me for it. I respect him. I respect you. I'll give it a chance anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she will at one time answer it. Gave her the opportunity. Did she answer? No, she did not. And now she's asking for a second chance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hang on.
I'm actually agreeing with her. You didn't answer a question, or I didn't hear it.
Okay. The question I asked her was on the topic of this, because she brought up suddenly from the sin to the Prophet's moral character, right? And then, Prophet's moral character. And now, young marriage. And next is wife beating. She introduced it already. So I asked her simply. It was a simple question. Come on, it's a simple, fair question. Is it a sin according to her Bible? So should we give her a chance again with an answer of potential answers? Yes, it is a sin. No, it is not a sin. Maybe it's a sin. I don't know whether it's a sin. I don't care if it's a sin or not. 5 potential answers. Shall we give her a second chance?
You haven't still answered her
I
question.
will now after this.
But she asked the question first before you asked her.
Okay, please. So now, could you answer that so that I can answer your question?
Yes,
Which one? No, 5. I've given you 5 potential answers. There is no long explanation. It's simply yes, no, maybe, I don't know, I don't care.
From the Bible teachings, what does it say?
Is that fair?
Simple.
I want to summarize it because, as I said, I have to go to prayer and then answer her question as well.
Is it a sin? The question is it a sin for a 54-year-old to marry a 9-year-old?
From the Bible,
so to have sex with a 9-year-old, yes, it is a sin.
Where does the Bible say that?
Okay. Let me respond to you.
No, I want to see it then myself. I want to see it. No response required. No response required. No, I don't want a response. I want to read it myself.
Let me respond. Wait,
I want to read it myself.
Let me respond. Because remember, I asked you
Sorry.
those
Okay.
conditions,
I'm going to
and
go
you
now
weren't giving me
because
references.
maybe she can talk to you and give her the... What we would like to see is this. The lady here will show you a book chapter and a verse where it says clearly in black and white without any ambiguity that you... Sorry, stop. Please. That everyone here sees it in black and white that it says it's a sin. So please do that, and then maybe when I come back and I will learn about this verse that exists in the Bible. Yeah. In the meantime, this is for you to reflect, take care, and I have to go to prayer. All the best. Okay. Thank you.
Are you Muslim? Thank you.